Okay. Are we live? We good to go? Are we good? Are we good? Look like we're good. And hopefully everything is good. I've had an issue with my audio again because I had to give an update on my computer, and when you do that, it does weird things or whatever the case may be. But we're gonna get right into this. I'm gonna make sure we're good to go. Is the audio sounding good? Is my audio good? Yes, no, maybe so. I don't hear nothing. I'm gonna go on the YouTube side of things. I don't hear nothing. All right, hold on. Oh, that's probably why. How about now? Okay, there we go. Okay, yeah, I hear myself now. Okay. Okay, I'm sounding good. Okay, I'm good over there, good over there. I want to make sure I'm good on the Facebook side of things. And then we're gonna get rocking and rolling. Got a lot to talk about because of what's going on. I mean, you got Xbox going haywire, and you got all these other things going on. And yeah, you got Xbox doing a lot of cancellation and cuts. You got uh Gen Z are not buying games. They're not buying games. I think that's pretty interesting. I want to talk about that. Also, I want to get into fixing your health. If you haven't seen my video earlier this week, earlier today, I talked about my health situation and how things have changed over the last few months, and I want to talk about that as well. So hopefully, you guys will hang out with me and we'll talk about that and talk about all the other things that's going on. Uh, I'm gonna wait about another few minutes, probably about another 30 seconds or whatever. And I'm just gonna get going, and hopefully people will come through. You know how we do over here. Let me see. How the audio? Okay, yeah, the audio sounds fine. Let me make sure it's my audio. I'm always checking my audio just to make sure. Oh my god, I just cut it up in my ears. All right, so we're good to go. With that being said, welcome to the show. Over here we talk about gaming and everything under the umbrella, and we really just going to get into the meat and the potatoes. What's going on this week? You already know what's going on with all of the cuts, cancellations of Xbox. We're also going to talk about Gen Z, like I said, fixing your health, and we're just going to get right into the Xbox thing because what's going on over the Xbox is crazy. Perfect Dark has been delayed. I'm sorry, it's been canceled. We don't know what's going on with Forza Motorsport and all these other things, and I find that really interesting. Let's see. All right, so this is as of 2 days ago. Oh, this is great. This is absolutely great. I'm glad I got this. I'm gonna pull this up in a second. Basically telling you all the cancellation studios closed in the latest layoffs as of a couple of days. So this is basically fresh off the wire. What's going on there? And I'm gonna give my quick take first, and we're gonna go into this, and I'm gonna react to what we're gonna read. Basically, my situation or how I feel about Xbox. If you've been following this channel for a while, you already know I am a big Xbox fan. I've been liking Xbox like forever. You know, ever since the original Xbox back in 2001. I purchased my Xbox back then, and I never looked back. Now, this doesn't say this is not thinking that I don't like the other consoles. I mean, I love all the consoles. I mean, I don't have an issue with that. It's just that for the simple fact that the Xbox was the console that I really, really enjoyed. It was something that I really was into, and I was really happy to get it back then. And I played it all through, that entire cycle. I didn't play much of the 360 though. I started getting on the 360 a little bit after the PS3 was up and running, but I was not that big of a fan of a 360 like that. But I thought it was a pretty solid console. Xbox One, I mean, who's a fan of the Xbox One? Like, really, it's like, nah. But Xbox Series, I was a fan of the Xbox Series, and I was a fan of that. And I thought it was a pretty solid console. Kind of remind me of the original Xbox days, but unfortunately, Xbox is going downhill to the point where they're not necessarily back into what it is. Hold on a second. Yeah, babe. Oh yeah. We cleaned it earlier. We cleaned it earlier. Yeah, it looked pretty good. My wife, she's out there telling her because we watched the car earlier today, and but yeah, what basically what it was like they basically got away from what they used to do, and for all intents and purposes, they not the same, and they made a lot of money based off the things that they've done in the last few years. You know, cutting off a lot of things on the hardware side and do things on the software side. And that caused them to generate a lot of revenue. Game Pass, the services that they gave out, not gave out, but they were selling, Microsoft in general, they were making a lot of money. And then they end up, and then I'm talking too fast. Then they ended up cutting a lot of people because they want to keep the profits. I mean, you already know how that goes. I mean, it is what it is. And basically, they said, "Hey, we're going to do this now, and this is, and hopefully, we're going to do our best to stay afloat, do our best to make things better for the consumer." Which I don't understand how cutting all of these jobs is necessarily best for the consumer. I don't understand how cutting all these jobs is actually working out for the company. But hey, this is how they make their money. This is what they do, and it is what it is. But nevertheless, we're going to look at all of the Xbox cancellations, the studios closed after the layoffs, and one that near and dear to my heart that I really in love is the Turn 10 company, because I'm a big fan of racing games, and unfortunately that is on the chop block as well. So what we're going to do, I'm going to share the screen. Let's go ahead and look at this. All right, so all the all the layoffs, all the games canceled and the studios closed in their latest layoff. And yeah, it's funny how they put mech break up here. Is this a Xbox? No, I really don't care. I don't care if it's even an Xbox exclusive. I really don't care. All right, let's get this X out of the way. All right, let's see. So it tells you on July 2nd, impacting many people, 9,000 people. They employed 200,000. So, almost, 9% people losing their jobs. So here's a look of all the companies. Raven Software is the first one that's on here. Basically Call of Duty development studio. They said have been affected by the cuts. Studio co-developed in 2024 Black Ops 6 and returned to co-develop Black Ops 7. Raven is known for the work on Call of Duty Warzone, and the exact number of nature cuts is unknown. This is the one that bothers me the most because I'm a huge Forza fan. I still think Forza 1 is somewhat my favorite because I'm a big original Xbox fan. But I do believe like all of the Forzas was actually pretty good. I think it got at the top of their game at Forza 4. They got the top of it, but after that, they really didn't capture that magic. I mean, Forza 5 was stripped down. Forza 6 was a little bit better. 7 was, I like 7. 7 was a little bit too, I don't know how to say it, like commercial. I don't know. I don't know. It didn't feel like a true Forza game, I would say. I mean, it had its elements, but I think Forza 5 kind of like went back to what it used to be in Forza 1. They kind of tried to reboot it with the name. I mean, without changing the name. And they end up rebooting it all together with Forza Motorsport on the Xbox Series X. And I haven't even played it. I mean, it's on Game Pass. I didn't even want to touch it for various reasons. But nevertheless, they said they were significantly hit by the Xbox cuts. Nearly 50% of the staff were let go. It's not clear how many people amounts to this. The studio last release was 2023 Forza Motorsport on PC and Xbox Series. And like I said, Turn 10 with all of these cuts, 50%. There's also rumors saying that the Motorsport series is the one that's going to suffer the most. They're going to keep going on with Forza Horizon, which that's cool, but I'm not really a Horizon fan. I'm a bigger fan of the Motorsport series, and I'm left out in the cold. And luckily, I just still have Gran Turismo Sport or Gran Turismo 7, all the other Gran Turismos to play, as well as the older Forzas. But I would like to see them get better at what they were trying to do on the newer gen consoles when it comes to motorsport. But I think what they're trying to do is I think they're starting to realize that there's a lot of companies out here that are actually thriving off of the simulation motorsport style of racing. I mean, you got like 3 or 4 other companies about to come out with racing games. You still got Automobilista still doing good. A set of Corsas doing. They got their new game coming out. Even Gran Turismo is still doing great. There's a ton. iRacing. They have a ton of racing games on the PC that are doing very well for themselves. So it makes you think about, okay, what Turn 10 is going to do. Maybe they're thinking like they want to get out of the saturation of the sport. Because, I mean, I love the genre. It's one of the best genres out there. But at the same time, it just feels like that they don't care about having that legacy continue. They rather jump over to the Horizon series. So that's basically what we're looking at. It look like Forza Horizon is going to be the one that's actually going to thrive with the 50% staff that is moving on. Rare and Everwild. Now, Rare is a company that we know since the Nintendo days, so we already know how that goes. Everwild, I don't know too much about the game, but it was canceled, and we don't know what Rare. I don't know what Rare is going to do going forward, but Everwild is canceled. It said the game was developed and it was announced in 2019. Had been in development for 10 years before it became the decision came down. Anonymous developer speaking to VGC said that Rare couldn't find the right direction for this project even after it was rebooted. So there's that. A new MMO, so that's made by ZeniMax, codenamed Blackbird. That was scrapped. Basically it was canceled. This is another one that hurts. Perfect Dark and the Initiative. Initiative is closing up and shopping his first game, the new Perfect Dark. It's been canceled. Report from May 2024 that the Perfect Dark game was in rough shape. Now, let me tell you, I'm not going to say that it wasn't in rough shape, but this I don't understand how they don't get this together. This shouldn't be that hard to do, as far as actually making this type of game. I mean, we've seen other companies make games like this, like Control, Alan Wake, and I know those games are a little bit different when it comes to the mechanics and, the slowdown effect and what it does. But I'm pretty sure Perfect Dark, the initial base of the game is based off of a third-person shooter or maybe even a first-person shooter that actually, can do this. And I don't understand. Maybe that the initiative just wasn't in the right space to make it happen. High Noon, this longtime Call of Duty developer High Noon Studios have been affected by the Xbox cuts too. According to Charlie Intel, the studio has for years they supported Call of Duty Warzone and other Call of Duty projects. So we see how that's going to affect Call of Duty. Sledgehammer Games is another Call of Duty. So look, you're starting to see like a lot of Call of Duty stuff is getting cut as well. Maybe they just had too many people. I don't know. Is it going to affect the game? I'm going to get to that in a second. Is it going to affect any of these games that are just being cut, not canceled? Blizzard and Warcraft Rumble. Okay, Blizzard, they will not continue. Let me see. All right, let's see. Blizzard has announced that Warcraft Rumble support will not continue in its current form. While systemic events and bug fixes will still be made, no new content will be added. So they're basically going to be doing a maintenance check on the game every now and then, make sure it's still up and running. Similar to what some online services do. Sometimes they just keep it alive in some form or fashion. Aftermath reports that some Blizzard employees will shift to different roles while others will be let go. An exact figure has not yet been confirmed, but it's said to be as many as 100 people. Halo Studios, a wide range of layoffs this week are affected by Halo Studio, also affected Halo Studios. The development formerly known as 343 that is now working on multiple upcoming Halo titles. I don't know how to feel about this because Halo has been looking kind of weird lately, but I'll just leave that as it is. Romero Games. Romero Games, the studio headed up by John and Brenda Romero, announced its unspecified publisher has canceled funding for its new game and is believed to be Microsoft. Okay. The wording suggests that Microsoft was the publisher of this game given Microsoft had just confirmed that it's canceled multiple unannounced games. So it says one affected staffer at Romero Games said outright on social media that unfortunately due to recent Xbox layoffs, I lost my position at Romero Games. So this is what you got. This is what you got here. Basically, they're saying that, hey, we're done with this. These companies, we're gonna cut and we're gonna cancel some stuff, and it is what it is. Now, what do I think about this personally? I think that the Call of Duty stuff is going to be fine. Anything that got cut is probably going to be okay. The whole Halo thing, I think they're going to be fine. I don't think they're going to have any issues based on what they're doing. I think they're going to be okay. I truly believe that. I just feel like what you have though is all these cancellations. You just don't know, like the Perfect Dark, the rumored motorsport situation. They're getting canceled by based on rumors and all these other things that are going on with the actual games that are being canceled. That's probably going to be the end of a lot of these games and series and IPs. I don't see nobody picking up the Perfect Dark game, even though I've heard there's rumblings that people are demanding that or they're asking that Perfect Dark be revived. I don't know, but you also see that motorsport. That may not come back. I mean, if you see what happened with the last motorsport game, I think what I've noticed, like when you see games that are heavily dependent on online capabilities or being tied to online, a lot of that stuff is hanging by a thread. And if it don't make it, they are gone within like the next, couple of months or whatever. So this is why games that are like the Concords of the world, the Anthems that's recently about to be shut down, and all these other games that are like that heavily depend on online capabilities, if they don't make it, they could be shut down like really, really quick, and this is why Mind's Eye, believe it or not, this is why Mind's Eye probably still has a chance because it's an offline game. It's not necessarily tethered by online, as far as I know. So you probably would have somewhat of a, believe it or not, some type of hope that game will survive. But some of these other games, like I said, with Forza Motorsport, it was tied to online. They literally don't have an offline component that I've seen. And when you usually have a game like that, it usually spells like, hey, they may not make too much of what's going on. Something might be crazy going on. So, but with that being said, I think the ones that are actually getting cut, they got job cuts. I think they're going to be fine. The cancellations, it is what it is. Like Call of Duty, a lot. We just got to be honest. Ever since like 2021, 2020, we've been getting a lot of bloat as far as staff members and people that are on the teams, and a lot of people got jobs because of that. And I think some of these companies are starting to realize, especially Xbox and Microsoft, starting to realize that they don't need that many people to make games. That's basically what it is. And that's why you're getting all these cuts. And even when you go look back in the day, Call of Duty wasn't like that. They didn't have hundreds of people making the games. They didn't have all this stuff back then. So it's a little bit of a conundrum that they have. And they're like, that's the way that they're going to try to fix it, by cutting, staff members. And some of these bigger games, I believe a lot of these games will do just fine with a smaller staff. And I hate to sound like that because you don't want to hear people losing their job, but the reality of it is that's basically what's going on. People get hired and fired every day, all day. That's just the business of it. I can, lose my job anytime. I love to drive trucks, but you just never know. So it is what it is. But nevertheless, I will say this. We'll see what's going to happen. That's all you can say. We'll see what's going to happen. What's going to happen with the rest of these companies that are surviving with these cuts, what Xbox is going to do. To me, it's going to be really interesting to see what they do, because I truly want to know how this plays out, because what product we're going to get because of these cuts. Are we going to get something amazing? Are we going to get something lackluster? Are we going to get something that's just so? What are they going to do? It's going to be really interesting. But Excuse me. But nevertheless, we're going to get into the next part of this video or this live stream to where we talk about Gen Z not buying games. Believe it or not, with all things that's going on, you have issues where Gen Z's not buying games, and it is what it is. I'm not surprised. When you look at this, it says Gen Z is cutting back on video game purchases, like really cutting back. The rug is not being pulled from under young people. It's just that they're being burnt out while they're still standing on the rug. But nevertheless, I want to just go through this really quick. In June 24, a report from the Wall Street Journal, Circana, found both online and retail purchases among 18 to 24 percent dropped 18. They dropped by 13% from April to January compared to last year prior. In particular, Circana found young Zoomers were spending nearly 25% less per week on video games in 2024. While purchases in accessories, small appliances, technology, and total general merchandise have all dropped with young adults, video games took the lead in Circana's data. The drop-off was enormous for 18 to 24-year-old gamers, as data on other groups revealed such a minor single-digit decline, well as 5%. So basically, it is not just a Gen Z issue. It's all over the board that these games aren't being bought. They're cutting back on video game purchases. I'm going to tell you, this is why. They're probably just talking about newer games that are being sold retail, games that are being sold, at the big box stores, games that are being sold at Amazon or other websites that are retail. They're probably not taking account for eBay. They're probably not even taking account for Amazon that do like private sellers. They're probably not taking account of people who are buying stuff on Facebook Market, or I know for certain they're not doing the due diligence of people that are at flea markets or these retro game company stores, these brick and mortar old school game stores, mom and pop shops. I'm almost certain they're not doing that. They're talking about strictly retail. I'm almost certain. So that's something to think about. Let's see. Reporter Rachel Wolf concluded that contributing factors dropped to his spending, including difficult job market, student loans, and a particularly high credit card delinquency rate among those between 18 and 29. Yes, now that is a big issue that's going beyond the scope of this channel, but credit card debt is very, 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 very a issue. Very issue. It's a very big problem. I'll say that. There you go. It's a very big problem in the United States alone. Credit card delinquency, credit card debt is a really big issue. So yeah, that's something that most people don't want to listen to or talk about or think about. But yes, that's an issue. This group is struggling more than the older cohorts, and an economist with Wells Fargo told WSJ. Since younger consumers are not spending less today, but probably saving less, that could dent their ability to build future wealth in the future. Like I said, that is going beyond the scope of this video or what I do on this channel. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. This is a bigger issue. It's not just a video game issue. People are actually struggling with just finances, danger sign for gaming's future. Matt Piscatella, executive director and video game industry analyst with Circana, shared that some insights in the thread on Blue Sky. Overall, the purchasing by 18 to 24s has plummeted, especially when compared to other age groups. The rug is not just being pulled out from under young people, it's being burned while they're still standing on it. Yeah, so like I said, people are having really big issues with stuff. Now, this is a big chart right here made by Wall Street Journal, WSJ.com. Young grads are finding a tough time finding jobs, student loan payments, and all that stuff is going on. And it tells you there's average weekly spending for select industries, and you can see it's going down up here. Almost 25% of video games, certain accessories is at the 18, small appliances up to 18, housewares 15, on and on and on. Wolf Notes reports young consumers are expected to spend heavily in the entertainment sector, but given college students and recent grads traditionally have low financial responsibilities. But if Gen Z young adults can't spend on gaming, that isn't a promising sign for the industry future. 18 to 24-year-olds who are strapped for cash today may be strapped for cash tomorrow. If so, the wealth gap between Zoomers and millennials could simply increase over time. As some millennials cut back on gaming to fund life responsibilities like family care or repairing a house, Zoomers may not be able to replenish the lost income left behind from the youngest millennial consumers. Yeah, I mean, like people like me, I'm a millennial, and like I said, as far as finances, I've been trying my best to be financially responsible for the past 20 years. I mean, when I was in the 18 to 24 range, now I'm looking at it now, I'm not well off, but I am good enough to know that I can take care of myself. I have money in the bank. I have this. I mean, I'm not rich, but I have enough. Like if something goes down, I'm going to be good. And at the bare minimum, that's what you want to be. You want to have enough in your account, so if something happens, you're good. As far as the gaming side of things, I will say this. Let me get this out of the way. I will say this. As far as the gaming stuff, if you really want to game, you just have to be very smart about it. You have to be very smart about it. I highly recommend go get one of these older consoles and start playing games there. Believe it or not, a lot of those games are cheaper. You don't have to worry about your internet connection to play certain games. Matter of fact, you don't need your internet connection to play any game on the PlayStation 2, or pretty much probably not even the PlayStation 3, depending on the game, around that era. So when you're trying to get like retro stuff, that's probably the best way to go if you really want to play games and still be fiscally responsible. There are a lot of games in the retro scene that are actually dirt cheap, especially when you start looking at games from the PlayStation 3, even some places in the PS4 era, Xbox One. And one thing I will say, and I'm going to make a whole nother video about this, with the issues of Xbox, I think this is going to be a really good time to pick up an Xbox One or even an Xbox Series and get some of these games. Like some of these games that are down here, that I got down there, you can find some of these games for $6, $7, maybe even $10. They are dirt cheap. Now, I know somebody else going to say, and I'm pretty sure somebody's going to say, well, just build a PC and buy all your games on a Steam sale. Building a PC is not necessarily in people, especially people in this type of demographic right here. They're struggling financially. They're probably not going to be able to build a PC, or let alone actually, get a pre-built. So like I said, go get you like a $40, $50 PlayStation 2 and start racking up on some of the games on the PlayStation 2. Go get you like an $80 PS3 and rack up some games on the PS3. And even I think the 360 is even cheaper. You can get a 360 for anywhere between $40 and $50. Get that and start buying some games on those systems instead of trying to buy these $500 consoles and you wonder why you can't play certain things. Yeah, of course. Most of these consoles pretty much, if not, you know what, at least the PS3, or not the PS3, but the PS5 and the Xbox Series, you got to have some type of online capabilities just to play the console. So now you gotta dig deep into your internet bill or have an internet bill just to play. You get one of these other consoles, even if you don't have an internet bill or internet provider, which, some people say everybody has internet. Some people may not be able to afford it if you're between the ages of 24 and 28 or 18 to 24. You probably can't afford it. So with that being said, get one of these consoles that don't rely on internet. Go to your mom and pop shop, spend about $20 on like 3 or 4 games and rock out that way. But that's if you really want to do it. But first and foremost, take care of yourself first. Take care of your household. Take care of your well-being, because that's the important thing. That's the important thing. So with that being said, I don't have enough to say on that. I just feel that it is a really big issue. I'm not saying it's something that can be solved or something that could be on the situation. It could be something that you can survive, by playing games and going into debt. No, I'm not going to say that. Take care of your household first, but if you really want to do this and you have a little bit of money to do so, start with the retro stuff. I mean, that's really pretty much the cheapest way to go. People are selling PlayStation 1s for like $30, $20. Somebody told me this before. That I was at my other job, this when I was living in South Carolina. they just asked me out the blue. They was like, I need to get some games for a PlayStation 1. Where do I find it? I was like, oh, go to such and such place, man. They got like 4 games for like $4 or $5. I mean, knock yourself out. Now, some of the, all retro games are like this. Like some of the retro consoles, they have like really expensive games, but just get your run of the mill game that you can play and have fun with. It's there, I mean, so that's not, it's not a bad deal. And later on, they came back like a couple of what weeks later with about like 20. It had to be like 20 something games. They said they spent like $100 on, some accessories for the PlayStation 1. They got an arcade stick. They got some other things when it came to like some semi extreme or expensive games. But they got the games that they really like, and they spent like $100. They got like 20 games with their PlayStation 1 that they had up in the basement or up in the attic, and they end up getting those games and got an arcade stick. They had a couple of some different type of controllers, and they were good to go. How you doing, son?
It's Dumbo.
That's Dumbo?
No, now it's Jumbo.
Jumbo?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. My son is a mess. All right, sit down, babe. And watch the TV. Right. Okay, all right. With that being said, let's talk about fixing your health. Because I already talked about Xbox. I already talked about Gen Z not buying games. Let's talk about fixing our health. Now, I did a video earlier today about me having type 2 diabetes. I was also had very high cholesterol and had issues with my health or whatever case may be, as far as how I felt and all these other things. And I want to say this: even if you're not diabetic, even if or whatever, get yourself checked out. You just never know what your blood sugar may be. You don't know what your cholesterol numbers may be. You just don't know what you may have. And I went to go check myself out after I was feeling these weird symptoms about, just not able to function, not be able to move like I want to, sleeping funny. I couldn't lay on one side or whatever the case may be. So what are you doing, babe? Okay. All these other things that was going on, I just was not able to be functional and actually be active. So I was like, what is going on, man? I was like, man, I need to get this stuff taken care of. I need to get it looked out. Thank you, Dope Dez. I appreciate it. Yeah, man, definitely go get yourself looked at, man. Seriously. And I'm gonna give you some tips real quick while I'm here about what you can do and what you can eat. So, like, if you see my video, like I was like very high cholesterol. I wasn't even pre-diabetic. I had type 2 diabetes, and I had to find a way to fix that. I had to find a way to fix it. So this is what I did. I'm gonna pull this up and pull up a notepad. Because what I did was I wanted to figure out what I had to do, what I needed to eat to get myself together. And I made this list. So even if you just want to eat healthy, where is it? Window. Here we go. Even if you want to eat healthy, get yourself on this stuff right here. This is the stuff you need to eat. First and foremost, if you want to have regular protein, get your fishes. Get your fish, your tuna, mackerel, sardines, salmon, catfish, cod, any of those, eat those. Definitely eat those. Clams, crab, lobster, basically any type of seafood will work. If you want to eat anything that is necessarily high in protein, you want to eat your cholesterol, less saturated fat, cholesterol, chicken and turkey. That is, this is basically your protein. These are the proteins you want to eat. Almond, cashews, peanut butter, those have protein in it. If you're allergic to peanut butter or any type of nuts, it's not for you. If you want to eat any fruits, apples, berries, oranges, kiwis, and pears. If you want any of the what y'all about to say, the green stuff, the vegetables. This is where I should have started off at anyway, but non-starchy vegetables, baby corn, green beans, broccoli, cabbage, carrots, cucumber, mushrooms, okra, onions, peppers, lettuce, romaine, spinach, 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 spinach. Definitely eat spinach. I can't say it enough. Eat spinach. I'm telling you, this right here will change your life. Eating spinach. Dead serious. Tomato, yeah, I'm not a big fan of tomato. I don't eat tomatoes. As far as the protein, like I said, blackberries, uh, black baked refried or pinto beans, black eyed peas, almonds, cashew, peanut. This is basically was a part of the protein that I started off with. Sorry about that. Kind of got it backwards. Um, and so like I said, the fish. This is where you're gonna get your omega 3s. This is where you can get your omega 3s from: the fish, tuna, mackerel, sardines, salmon, catfish, cod, all that stuff. Clams, crab, lobsters, shrimp, oysters. If you have allergic reaction to seafood, jump over here and eat your cholesterol. What am I say? Low saturated fat, low cholesterol chicken and turkey. Eat those. That right there would definitely get you on the right track. So you add this with the non-starchy vegetables and get your protein. You're going to be fine. Fruits. This is one thing right here. Berries. Berries is the way to go in my opinion. I've had lots of success of lowering my A1C and basically getting out of the whole diabetes realm by eating berries. Also the spinach. Berries, spinach. I can't say it enough. Berries and spinach. I can't say it enough. Those two things, you add that with your chicken, you add that with some eggs in the morning, you add that with any of those type of things that's high in protein, it is going to do wonders. I promise you. Also, what I will say, another thing you want to eat that I highly recommend, get a lot of wheat, some oats, oatmeal. That does very well, and that will actually keep your digestive system going. The berries, the fruits keep your digestive system going. Also, your vegetables, the green stuff, gets your digestive system going. Absolutely. For me, I took no vitamins, no mineral pills. I took none of that. I literally ate what's on this right here. I ate this and drunk water. I did not do anything as far as taking pills. But what I did do, I did work out. And I will say this to be generous, 3 to 4 times a week. You might want to do a 20 to 30-minute workout. That will work. But I did 5 days a week, sometimes 6. So in the beginning, I did every day for like the first week or so. And then after that, I did like 5 days a week. I had to take a break. But no vitamins, no mineral pills. All I did was I literally started eating the stuff that you see on the screen. I literally started eating this every day. And on top of that, I drank nothing but water. For breakfast, what I did was I did have like oatmeal, and I ate oatmeal and berries or any of these fruits basically, but oatmeals and blueberries in the morning with water, protein shake. If you want to drink a protein shake, that's fine. I did that. That was absolutely amazing. For lunch, it was one of these. I'm sorry. I'll take that back. For lunch, it was either salmon or, let me see if I can do it like this. I can't do both. It was either salmon or chicken for lunch. With the salmon and chicken, what did I eat? I ate rice with the chicken, and for the fish, you can add rice with that as well, but definitely brown rice for the most part. Brown rice. Let me put this up here. Brown rice was something that I ate as well on top of all the other stuff. And I know it's a little bit more starch in brown rice, but it will work. Also, what did I have for dinner? Basically, same thing. I always kept it at chicken or fish for dinner. And that's basically and there's different ways you can eat your chicken. You can eat it you baked. You can I don't recommend frying it. Definitely want tell you to grill it. Air frying chicken is good. But do not stay away from the grease. And if you do decide to use any type of oil, olive oil is the way to go. Cook your stuff in olive oil. Olive oil does fantastic. So highly recommend that. So basically, if you want to pause the video, I'm gonna give it a second. This is what you use. This is what I did. I lost 30 pounds. If you go back and look at my video, I was at 203. I went down to 193. I'm at 193 right now. And basically I ate what's on this menu right here. So you can pause and see that. I'll stop right here at the fish. You can look at the rest of that. I promise you, you eat this, you work out at least 20 minutes a day for like 3 to 5 days a week. You will see a difference. I promise you, you will. You gotta get rid of all that other stuff that you may want to eat, all the other stuff you may want to drink. Just straight drink water and protein shakes, and this stuff right here, you'll be just fine. I promise you. I'm at first I didn't want to talk about this when I first started doing, having this issue. I didn't want to start with this stuff and kind of derail what this channel was about because I talk about gaming. But once I accomplished my goal, I wanted to share this because I felt like I have more of a I have more what's the word I'm looking for? My words carry more weight if I go out and do this and get it done and show you that I can do it. Like I said, all my numbers are on that last video. You can go back and check that video out I just did today. All my numbers are there. And basically that's what I did. That's basically what I did. What's going on, Quayface? Good to see you, my brother. Good to see you. But yeah, so if you check that out, you can pause the video again if you want to see it again. This is all the stuff that I ate, as well as just drink water and work out every other day or at least 5 days a week. This is what I ate here. Stop here at the fish, and this is what I ate every day. In the morning, I had matter of fact, I want to put this here. Let me put this here. I can't even spell spinach anymore. That's a shame. Just that quick. INA, yeah. Now, before I get out of here, I want to talk about what did I do and how did I do this. Basically, I showed y'all how I did it. Well, I showed y'all with the words. But let me go to YouTube. When I saw this guy do videos, there was no excuse. I'm pretty sure you don't. I'm pretty sure you wouldn't mind, but I highly recommend you go to his channel and see what he does. Come on, where is it? Here we go. This man right here. Oh, what am I doing? Okay. All right. This thing is going haywire. There it is. Oh, okay. This thing is not doing right. Oh, it's not doing right. All right, there we go. Let me get out of here. All right. This guy right here. When I saw what this guy here did, it was no excuses at this point. This guy, Rocky Ingram on YouTube, this man is 60 years old. And look at this guy at 60. when I saw this at 60, I was like, oh no, that's a wrap. This man is amazing at keeping himself together, and he shows the stuff that he eats, how he eats breakfast, how he eats lunch, how he eats dinner, what type of workouts he do. I mean, look, this man is 60 years old. What's my excuse? And I'm full disclosure, I'm 42 years old. I'm a 42, and I feel great now, but I felt terrible at first. But now I'm looking at this guy at 60 do this, full body workouts, dumbbells, his shorts. One of my favorite videos is one of the videos that I like, and he tells you what to eat and how to eat it. So this is the type of stuff like I highly recommend any man who wants to actually get themselves together, watch this guy. He tells you what to eat, what to buy, the things that you have to put in your body, the things you need to eat. And I believe him wholeheartedly, because if you're 60 years old and you're looking like this, if you're 60 years old and you're looking like this, there's no excuse. Quayface said like 6 years ago, he was in the hospital for 4 days for diabetes. His sugar was unreadable, and he had to stop all that shit. Right. That's what I'm saying. It's like, bro, like, I felt like I was going to be hospitalized at one point, because like right after I got my numbers checked, I checked myself into the hospital, went to the ER, because I had like this, I felt very nauseous. My arms were tingling, and I drive trucks, and there was no way I was going to get on the road. I was not going to get on the road with that, me feeling that way. So I left work. I drove myself to the hospital and basically got checked out. And at that point, I was like, not only I already know that I got this going on based on my results, I also just went to the hospital. That was a wrap. So no, like I said, right, I didn't use no vitamins, no minerals. I basically went with what you saw on the screen of my regimen, what I eat, and I followed this guy right here. This guy is amazing. And not only that, and I'll tell you what I did when I was working out. Let me go to my like videos. I'm going to go to my like videos, the games that so I was doing my whole workout situation, and I was trying to figure out, my son is a mess, trying to figure out what to do as far as what workouts I did. This 30-minute workout right here is amazing. I did that pretty much every day or every other day. The 15-minute workout, I did this if I felt like I was too tired. So Joe Wicks, Noble Addiction, these are two channels that not the channels, but these are two videos that I looked at. Put them on the like. I put them on the like column, my like videos, and I go back to them to actually do workouts. This is another one I did, upper body workout. That's what I'm just starting to work on now. And Rocky Ingram, like I said, this guy right here is amazing. He said he helped 40 men 40 plus tone up with nutrition and workouts that work. And I believe they work. If he's looking like this at 60 and he's showing you what he did, I'm following what he's doing. So I started doing what he done as far as eating. I actually put it all in a notepad on my phone. I mean, not on my phone, but on my computer. And that's what I eat. I started working out based on the workouts I showed you. And I got some weights downstairs that I use. And like I said, this is one of the reasons why, if you look behind me, I don't have a couch. I didn't put a couch right there because I needed to get this workout in. And I know if I put a couch there, it wasn't going to work. So, and if you see like in this video right here, he got the eggs and spinach. He has the eggs and spinach in his thumbnail. And that's exactly what I was eating every morning. Eggs, spinach with some oatmeal. And see, that's his oatmeal right there that he's showing in the video. With some with some water or core power or protein shake or whatever. That's the way to go. So I don't want to, go through and just repeat myself over and over again, but that's basically what I did. And you can go and check that video out if you want to see my numbers. That's what I did. That's when I knew I had to do something, and that's the stuff I follow, and that's the stuff that I've been doing. And ever since April 3rd, I've been on a mission. I went to the doctor 90 days later, July 3rd. I realized that my numbers went all the way down. And that's the way to do it. That's exactly the way to do it. Highly recommend. Let me go to my video. I'm gonna go to my video really quick. See, where is it? Can you see that? You know what? I don't need to go to my video. What am I doing? What am I doing? Before I get out of here, I want to show you guys this just in case. All right. So the people who haven't watched the video, this is my X account. April 3rd, I found out I was diabetic. July 3rd, I reversed it as well as lowered my cholesterol. This is what it was at first. When you're diabetic, you're going to be at over 6.4. So I had diabetes. I was at 6.6. 3 months later, I reversed it. I'm down to 5.4. I'm not even pre-diabetic. I knocked that shit all the way out. These are all my cholesterol numbers. 220, 151. The HDL needs to be higher, so it needs to be above 30 now. It's at 36. And all this other stuff. Knocked it all down from 220 to 182. See, 220 to 182. Triglycerides, 151. I knocked it down to 76. My HDL was at 36, was at a low. Now it's at above 39 at 41. My VLDL is at 28, which is still normal, but I knocked it down to 14. And I can't remember what the LCL, I can't remember what the actual normal, the normal range is at 99. It was at 156. And I knocked it down to 127. Somebody asked how I do it, and it's right here. Just like I told y'all on the thing. That's what I did. Eating fish, chicken, spinach, brown rice, blueberries, blackberries, peanuts, almonds, yogurt. That's another thing you can eat. Water, protein shakes, 20 to 30 minute workout. What are you doing, son? Don't move with that, baby, because I don't want you to fall over or something. 20 to 30 minute workout 5-6 days a week. 7-9 hours of sleep daily. So that's basically what it was. What was the reply? The biggest one is sleep. Absolutely. You can get 10 steps a day. Yep, there you go. But that's going back into working out. If you work out normally, you're going to get those 10K steps. That's not a problem. I follow my steps on my watch. 10K, that's nothing if you're working out every day. But yeah, that's pretty much it, y'all. I mean, I try to go live at least, once a week. I'm going to be back on. Son, do me a favor. Go get that game right there for me right there that's on that PlayStation. No, right there. No, over. That one, that game right there. Yeah. Every week, I try to go live twice a week. I go live, I do this type of commentary, and I also do a game. I'm live streaming. I haven't been on this game in 2 weeks. I need to finish this game. I'm probably going to go and finish SOCOM Forward sometime later on today. I plan on taking the family out. We're going to probably go have dinner or something. Take them out because, yeah. And when I come back, I'll probably be going live with this sometime later on this evening. Hopefully you guys come through. I might be able to finish the game by then. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this. At the 54-minute mark, round by the time I try to do an hour on here. I really appreciate everybody who's been watching. Appreciate the feedback from the health information. You guys are absolutely awesome, and I really appreciate it. If this is your first time here, please consider subscribing. Please consider following me on Twitch. Follow me on X. Follow me on subscribe to my YouTube channel. Follow me on Facebook. I'm live on Facebook as well, so you guys can check all that stuff out. One more thing I want to say before I get out of here, though. Stop Killing Games movement. Go over there and share that if you're in the EU. If you're in the EU, sign this petition. Please sign the petition. If you haven't already, Stop Killing Games is the initiative. We already made that goal, but we need more signatures just in case. Everybody over there in the EU, please go check this out. The deadline is July 31st. It's basically an initiative to stop killing games so games will be able to survive after its end of life. So you won't have games like The Crew. You won't have other games out here that have issues that can be fixed easily so they can still be in a functional state. And like right now, we're almost at 2 million. Oh, not sorry, 1.2 million signatures. But just in case some of those signatures are fraudulent, I want, hopefully, this can get up to maybe 2 million signatures, maybe even more than that. So hopefully you guys can check that out. I can't sign it because I'm not from Europe. I'm in the United States, but I'm definitely going to be pushing this as much as possible. So y'all check that out. Share it with anybody and everybody. Hopefully you guys in Europe can actually make this happen. And yeah, that's pretty much it for me. I will be back later on today. I said that last time, and I ended up getting the Switch 2 for my son. So we weren't able to actually go live. So, but nevertheless, definitely going to be making it my business to go live. We're going to finish this up. This is a pretty solid game, man. I really enjoy playing this. So hopefully you guys come back through. I'm going to get out of here. Thank you guys for all the support. Quayface, Dope Dez, GZDR Forever on Twitch. Thank you for coming through as well. Really appreciate it. I'll see you guys on the next one. All right, y'all. I'm out. Y'all be easy. Y'all be blessed. All right, y'all. I'm out. Peace.